Hey everybody, Steph Davis here from flipthiswholesaler.net, where I teach you to make more money, flip more houses, and kick more ass. It's been a while, but I have a brand new Q&A video for you guys today. My question this time around comes from Rebecca, and Rebecca writes, "Hi Steph, I need some advice here. I've been making offers on listed properties for the last month, and every single offer I make, the agent comes back saying that there is a multiple offer situation and to give my highest and best. Then the properties get bid up way over what I think I should pay. Is this normal, or am I just in a crazy market? Any advice on how to get a deal using this strategy, or should I try something else? Any advice appreciated. Thank you, Rebecca." All right. Well, Rebecca, first of all, it's not what you're experiencing is what a lot of wholesalers and investors are experiencing in a lot of markets across the country. There is a ton of competition for listed properties, and the inventory has been slowly dwindling. You know, back in the heyday, right after the bubble burst, and for several years after that, you know, at one point there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of REO properties on the MLS. And there wasn't a ton of competition back then, and that's changed, you know, as the REOs, or the foreclosed homes, as the foreclosure crisis has kind of come to an end. You know, there's obviously a lot less inventory on the MLS in most markets, plus there is a lot more, you know, folks who have been relying on the MLS for their deals, solely for their deals for the last, you know, 5-6 years. A lot of those folks are still relying on the MLS for deals, so you have a lot of investors, a lot of wholesalers going after listed properties and not a lot of inventory, and that is resulting in what you are experiencing. So I'm not saying that it is impossible to get deals off of the MLS, because it absolutely is possible. I actually just had a student a couple weeks ago that closed their first deal, and it happened to be a listed property, and they are in a hot market. So it's not impossible, and I'm not trying to say that it is. However, my personal opinion, or my opinion right now, is that going after listed properties is kind of the most difficult, or the path of most resistance right now if you're a wholesaler. It's just not easy going, plain and simple, in most markets. Now, of course, I'm not familiar with every single market across the country, but I do have students all over the country, and I also network with investors who are experiencing the same thing in markets all over the country. So my advice would be to, you know, always keep your eye on the MLS. Like for me, I'm always looking at the MLS, but I don't, my suggestion is to also have other means of, you know, deal finding strategies, such as direct mail, bandit signs, ads in the paper, ads online, internet marketing, stuff like that. I think that right now it's a lot easier to target private sellers, you know, properties that are not listed on the MLS, as opposed to going after listed properties. Because like I mentioned, there's just a ton of people going after the same deals, and the inventory is continuing to shrink. So that would be my advice. You know, if you're looking for, if you don't know exactly what strategy to use or what marketing strategy to find private sellers, you know, they all work. You know, direct mail works, bandit signs work. You really just have to pick one, whichever one kind of resonates with you. Obviously, it's going to depend on what your marketing budget is as well. But just pick one or two and just go out there and start marketing, and be persistent with your marketing. What I see a lot of folks do, especially when they're just getting started, is they will choose, say, bandit signs, and they'll go out one weekend and put 25 or 30 out, and they won't get a deal, and then they'll say, this doesn't work. And then they, you know, hop on over to, say, direct mail, and they'll send out one batch of direct mail, and they don't get a deal off of that, and then they just think that none of this works. You have to be persistent. That is the key to your to marketing. If you want to be successful with your marketing and get deals consistently, you have to be consistent with your marketing. So that would be my advice. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible to get deals off of the MLS. It's just becoming increasingly difficult. So I think you would be a lot better off, especially if you're just getting started. And then also with the with private sellers, when you're going after private sellers, you can most of the time get away with putting up a lot less of an earnest money deposit. When you're going after listed properties, you're looking at usually $1,000 or more, and typically with private sellers, you're not going to have to put up that much as an earnest money deposit. And I know a lot of folks who are just getting started are kind of light on cash, so that is another bonus to going after private sellers. So that is my advice. If anyone who's watching this has anything that they would like to add to it, feel free to leave a comment below on my blog. If you're watching this on YouTube, I do have comments disabled just because it gets confusing for me to go back and forth with questions on both YouTube and my blog. So feel free to go over to my website. It's flipthiswholesaler.net. If you have a comment that you would like to leave, feel free to do so. For those of you who have not picked it up already, my brand new training that I came out with back around Christmas time, so I guess it's not brand new, it's a couple of months old, but it's Quick Flip Ninja, and in that training, it's about, I think, 5 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours, where I walk you through how to, basically how to start wholesaling, how to find deals, how to put the deals together, find buyers, structure the paperwork, and that course is focused on targeting private sellers as opposed to listed properties. So if you have some additional questions, or you're looking for a step-by-step guide on how to actually go out and find those private seller deals, I'd highly suggest picking that up. Again, it's quickflipninja.com. That is all for today. You guys have a fabulous rest of your afternoon, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.